unstoppable vision, the strength born from stillness, the clarity shaped by discipline.
In the early hours of the morning, when the world is still half asleep and the distant horizon is only beginning to glow, there is a moment the wise never ignore. It is the moment when silence breathes, when the wind has not yet made its decisions, when the birds have not yet announced their stories, and when the mind has not yet remembered its weight. Before we begin, if you care about staying healthy, vibrant, and independent well into your golden years, please consider subscribing to our channel and clicking that little notification bell. We share in-depth practical health tips that doctors are often too busy to mention, and I don't want you to miss a single one. And I have a quick question for you. One I love to ask: where are you watching from today? Are you in the United States, Canada, the UK, Australia, or somewhere else entirely? Please drop a comment below and let me know where you're from. It truly brightens my day to see how far this wonderful senior health community of ours reaches. In this tender quietness, the body softens, the breath lengthens, and something ancient within us opens like the petals of a lotus touched lightly by dawn. It is here, in this untouched space, that true renewal begins. People often speak of aging as if time is an enemy, something that steals beauty, steals vitality, steals the softness of the skin or the sharpness of the mind. But the truth whispered through centuries of practice is much simpler. It is not time that withers us, but the tension we carry, the worries we feed, the storms we replay. The face remembers every emotion we refuse to release. The body records every moment we forget to breathe. And so, the lines we fear are often nothing more than stories written by unprocessed moments. There exists a daily ritual, not a secret potion, not a miracle cure, but a practice grounded in awareness that allows the body to soften those stories, to reverse not the years, but the weight of them. It is a ritual of returning. Returning to breath, returning to stillness, returning to the simplicity that youth carried without effort. When the inner waters become calm, the face naturally reflects that calmness. When the mind is no longer clenched around yesterday and tomorrow, the body no longer tightens its grip. And in that release, we rediscover a kind of radiance that does not depend on age. Imagine for a moment standing in front of a quiet lake at sunrise. The surface is perfectly still. It mirrors the sky with flawless clarity. If you throw a stone into it, the reflection is disturbed. The ripples distort the beauty. But once the water returns to stillness, the reflection becomes clear again. Your inner world works the same way. When the mind is stirred, the body reflects that disturbance. When the mind softens, the body follows. So the question I invite you to consider is simple yet profound. What truly causes the lines on our faces? Time or tension? And if it is tension, then what would happen if each day you gently released it? To understand how a simple daily ritual can soften the marks of age, we must first understand what truly shapes the face, the body, and the spirit. Aging is natural, but suffering through aging is optional. The wise practitioners of old did not fear time. They feared only the habits that quietly hardened the heart and tightened the breath. They observed that every frown carried a story, every tense jaw held an unspoken truth, every tight shoulder hid a worry that had not been released. And so, the real cause of deepening lines was not the passing of years, but the accumulation of invisible burdens. A Shaolin teaching says, "The body is the servant of the mind. Where the mind goes, the body follows. If the mind moves with fear, the body contracts. If the mind moves with impatience, the breath shortens. If the mind moves with comparison, always measuring, always worrying, the face begins to reflect that inner struggle. When the mind cannot rest, the body cannot repair. The root is not age, the root is tension, carried day after day, often unnoticed. Think of a tree standing through the seasons. When storms come, the tree bends but does not break because its roots are deep and its trunk is flexible. But imagine if the tree resisted every wind, tightening itself in fear of breaking. Over time, the strain would begin to show. The bark would crack, the branches would weaken, and yet the wind is not the enemy. The resistance is. In the same way, life brings seasons, joy, loss, uncertainty, change. But it is our resistance to these moments that causes the cracks, not the moments themselves. Consider your own experience. How often do you clench your jaw without noticing? How often do your shoulders rise in quiet defense? How often does your breath become shallow as you rush through tasks, conversations, responsibilities? Each of these small tensions, repeated for years, shapes the body more powerfully than time ever could. This is why some people in their 60s glow with peace, while others in their 30s look weary. It is not the number of birthdays that determines vitality, it is the weight stored within the body. The true root of aging then is not found in the mirror, but in the mind that stands before it. When the mind holds on to old conflicts, the face tightens. When the mind replays regrets, the eyes lose their brightness. When the mind fears the future, the breath becomes rigid and the body follows. But when the mind releases, the body loosens. When the mind becomes calm, the face softens. The skin, the muscles, the posture all begin to change, not because time has reversed, but because tension has dissolved. The ritual I speak of is not merely physical, it is a shift in understanding. It is remembering that the body listens to every whisper of the mind. And if the mind becomes more gentle, more spacious, more present, the body reflects that gentleness like the moon on still water. This is why the first step is always awareness. Awareness of the root. Awareness of the subtle tension that quietly shapes our appearance, our breath, our mood. Once you understand this root, the path forward becomes simple. The daily ritual becomes not a chore, but a return to softness, to acceptance, to presence, and in that return, renewal becomes natural. Now that we understand the true root, not time, but tension, we can finally walk the path of practice. This is the part many people overlook. They search for creams, routines, products, techniques, all promising to erase wrinkles or restore youth, but the most powerful transformation does not begin on the surface. It begins within. When you change the inner environment, the outer appearance naturally follows. A calm mind smooths the breath, a smooth breath softens the body, and a softened body reflects a kind of radiance that no bottle can give, because it is born from harmony, not fear. The daily ritual I speak of is simple, so simple that many dismiss it, but simplicity is not weakness, simplicity is refinement. The strongest practices in the Shaolin tradition do not require difficult movements, they require presence. So take a moment now, wherever you are, and allow yourself to arrive fully. Place your feet on the ground. Let your shoulders drop, let your hands rest gently. Do not try to change anything, just allow the body to be here. Close your eyes if you can. Feel the breath moving in and out like the tide rising and falling upon the shore. Notice how the air enters cool and leaves warm. Notice that you do not need to force anything. The breath knows what to do. The body knows what to do. It is the mind that often forgets. With each inhale, imagine drawing in a gentle light, a light that softens, nourishes, replenishes. With each exhale, allow the tension gathered in the face, the jaw, the neck, and the chest to melt just a little. Not all at once, just enough for the body to remember its natural state. Now imagine a still mountain before you, solid, grounded, unmoved by wind or weather. This mountain represents your true nature, stable, calm, unshaken by time. And now imagine a river flowing gently from its peak, clear, cool, effortless. This river represents your breath. Notice how the river does not rush, it does not panic, it simply flows. In this moment, you become both the mountain and the river, steady and fluid, grounded and soft. This visualization, practiced daily, begins to release the tension stored inside the body. It is not magic, it is awareness. When you bring awareness to an area of the body, the muscles naturally relax, the skin receives better circulation, the breath becomes deeper. Over time, this improves the complexion, softens lines, and replenishes energy. But more importantly, it teaches the mind to return to calmness throughout the day. After this simple breathing practice, gently bring your palms together and rub them until they become warm. The warmth you create is a natural energy, ki, generated through intention and movement. Once your palms are warm, place them softly over your face. Let the warmth seep into your cheeks, your forehead, your temples. Do not massage harshly, Simply allow the hands to rest with gentleness. Feel how the body responds to warmth that carries awareness, not stress. This ritual can be done in the morning or at night. It takes only a few minutes, yet it tells the nervous system that the battle is over, that the body may soften, that the face no longer needs to wear yesterday's expressions. When practiced consistently, it begins to reverse the patterns of tension that deepen wrinkles and cloud the eyes, not because time is being undone, but because the body is being given permission to heal. But practice does not end with these moments of stillness. The true path continues throughout the day. When you walk, walk with awareness, feel the ground beneath your feet. When you speak, speak with presence. Notice the tone of your voice, the intention behind your words. When you eat, eat with gratitude. Let each bite remind you that nourishment is not only physical, it is also emotional, mental, spiritual. And most importantly, observe your face throughout the day, not in the mirror, but from within. Notice when your jaw tightens. Notice when your eyebrows pull together. Notice when your breath becomes shallow. These tiny moments, if left unnoticed, accumulate into stress patterns that shape the body. But if you catch them, if you soften even once, you begin changing your inner landscape. Think of water flowing over stone. It does not carve the stone with force, it carves it with consistency. The same is true for the ritual. You do not need dramatic effort, you need gentle repetition. The body responds to kindness, the skin responds to softness, the breath responds to space. With each day, the practice becomes less of a ritual and more of a return to the simplicity you carried as a child, when the face was free of worry because the mind was free of weight. Let this be your path. Awareness in the morning, awareness in motion, awareness in stillness. You do not need to fight aging, you only need to stop fighting yourself. Even when we understand the path and begin the practice, challenges naturally arise. The journey toward renewal of the face, the mind, and the spirit is not smooth because the habits we carry are old. Some were learned in childhood, others formed through years of rushing, worrying, or trying to meet expectations that were never truly ours. And so, as you walk this path, it is important to recognize the common traps that quietly pull people away from their progress. One of the first challenges is impatience. Many begin the practice with sincerity, but they expect quick results. They want the face to soften in days, the breath to deepen instantly, the tension to disappear in a week. But impatience itself is tension. It tightens the mind and the body. It pulls you out of the present moment and places you in a future that has not yet arrived. When you rush the ritual, you turn it into a task rather than an offering. The old masters would say, a flower does not bloom because you stare at it. It blooms because you create the conditions for it to grow. Your practice is the soil, your patience is the sunlight. Another common mistake is pride. Some people begin to feel the benefits, calmer breath, softer expression, steadier mind, and they start to believe they have mastered the path. But pride closes the door to deeper learning. It makes the practice shallow, mechanical. When pride appears, humility vanishes, and without humility, awareness becomes rigid. Even the most experienced practitioners return to the basics every day. They bow to the practice, not because they are weak, but because they understand how easily the mind slips back into old patterns. Comparison is another trap. You may look at others and think they are progressing faster. You may compare your face, your age, your lines, your journey, but comparison is a thief of peace. It shifts the focus outward when the work must be done inward. No two bodies carry the same stories. No two lives hold the same seasons. What softens one person in a month may take another a year. Not because one is better, but because each carries different histories. When you compare, you abandon your own path. When you stay with yourself, growth becomes natural. Doubt is perhaps the most subtle obstacle. On quiet days, the mind may whisper, is this really working? Is awareness enough? Can breath truly change the body? Doubt is like a thin mist covering the path. It does not block the way, but it makes you hesitate. The antidote to doubt is consistency, not force, not stubbornness, simply returning again and again to the ritual. Each time you return, the mist clears a little more. And lastly, the greatest mistake is forgetting to breathe deeply, forgetting to relax the face, forgetting to pause. In a world that constantly demands speed, forgetting is natural. This is why the ritual must be gentle, simple, and easy to integrate into daily life. A practice that is too difficult will be abandoned. A practice that is too simple to ignore becomes a lifelong companion. Remember, the path is not about perfection. It is about awareness. And awareness, practiced consistently, has the power to reshape not only the body, but the way you move through the world. When you walk this path with patience and sincerity, a quiet transformation begins to unfold. It does not arrive suddenly, and it does not announce itself loudly. Instead, it appears the way dawn touches the horizon, silently, softly, yet unmistakably. One day, you notice your breath flowing with more ease. Another day, you see your reflection and realize your face looks calmer, more open, as if a long-held burden has finally loosened its grip. The lines that once seemed sharp begin to soften, not because time has reversed, but because tension has released. True transformation does not come from fighting the natural process of aging. It comes from understanding it. The skin, the muscles, the posture, these are not separate from your emotions, your memories, or your breath. They are shaped by the way you meet life. When you meet life with resistance, the body contracts. When you meet life with acceptance, the body finds its natural flow. This acceptance is not resignation, it is wisdom. It is the understanding that everything you experience, joy, loss, change, uncertainty, becomes lighter when you choose to move with it instead of against it. In the Shaolin tradition, water is often used as a symbol of transformation. Water adapts to every container, every season, every obstacle, yet it remains itself, pure, fluid, patient. It does not force its way through stone, it softens the stone through gentle persistence. In the same way, your daily ritual works slowly, steadily, reshaping not only the surface of your face but the inner landscape of your mind. Over weeks and months, the breath deepens, circulation improves, the nervous system calms, your face begins to reflect not stress but serenity. Think of bamboo, another symbol of wisdom. Bamboo grows slowly at first, sending roots deep into the earth. During this time, you see very little on the surface, nothing dramatic, nothing impressive, but once the foundation is strong, bamboo rises rapidly, straight and resilient, bending with the wind, yet never breaking. Your practice is like this. The early stages may feel subtle, almost invisible, but the roots are growing. The awareness you cultivate each day becomes your foundation. Strong, steady, supportive. Then comes the moment of realization. It might happen as you perform the ritual, or while you drink tea, or while you walk in the morning. A gentle recognition arises. You are no longer tightening your jaw unconsciously. You are no longer carrying yesterday into today. You are no longer rushing through the hours as if life were a race. A softness fills the space where tension once lived. A calmness enters the breath where anxiety once lingered. This is transformation. Not loud, not dramatic, but deeply felt. And with this realization comes another truth. Beauty is not something you chase. It is something that appears when you stop running from yourself. The glow you regain is not the glow of youth. It is the glow of presence. The softening of the face is not the erasing of years, it is the release of strain. The steadiness of your posture is not the stiff holding of muscles, it is the natural alignment that comes from inner harmony. This is why the ritual works, especially for those over 60, because it returns the body to its natural rhythm. The breath slows, the nervous system rests, the muscles release, the mind becomes spacious. And in that spaciousness, renewal becomes possible. Your skin responds differently when the heart is at peace. Your expression changes when your thoughts are no longer in conflict with your reality. Your energy brightens when you stop carrying the weight of unfinished stories. Transformation, then, is not a result. It is a reflection of the inner work you do quietly each day with patience. A reflection of the wisdom you cultivate when you choose presence over rush, acceptance over resistance. A reflection of the gentle strength that arises from within when you treat yourself not as a problem to fix, but as a being to nurture. When this understanding becomes real, when you feel it in your breath, your body, your face, you realize that renewal is not something you wait for. It is something you create, moment by moment, breath by breath. As we reach the end of this journey, Take a slow breath and notice how your body feels now compared to when you first began listening. Perhaps your shoulders have dropped. Perhaps your breath flows a little more freely. Perhaps there is a subtle quietness inside you, a calm that did not exist a few minutes ago. This is not an accident. It is a reminder of how quickly the body responds when the mind allows it. Even a brief moment of awareness can soften years of unconscious tension. Imagine then what a few minutes each day could create. So here is your simple challenge, a weekly practice to deepen your transformation. Each morning, before the world asks anything of you, sit for 10 minutes in stillness, 10 minutes to breathe, 10 minutes to release the tension that tries to rise again, 10 minutes to place your hands over your face, feeling the warmth of your palms, allowing your skin to soften under your touch. This is not a beauty routine, it is a ritual of returning to yourself before you return to the world. Throughout the week, pay attention to the small moments. Notice when your jaw tightens and loosen it. Notice when your breath shortens and deepen it. Notice when the old stories begin to replay and gently choose silence instead. These tiny acts of awareness will shape you far more than any dramatic effort. They will carve new pathways in the mind, release old patterns in the body, and open the door to a calmness that naturally reflects in your appearance. And remember this, renewal is not found in resisting age, but in embracing presence. When you meet each day with softness, your face softens. When you carry patience in your breath, your skin brightens. When you release tension from the mind, the body follows. You are not trying to become younger, you are allowing yourself to become lighter. And lightness at any age is beautiful. As you continue this journey, know that you are not alone. Many around the world are seeking the same peace, the same clarity, the same gentle strength. If this message has touched you, if the practice has helped you, I invite you to walk with me further. Subscribe, share this with someone who may need it, and let us continue to grow this community of calm, mindful living. Before we finish, let us sit together in one moment of silence. A moment to honor the breath, the body, and the life that flows through you. Inhale gently, exhale slowly, and feel gratitude for this exact moment.